Trapping. What's up, people? Welcome back to Saturdays with Boys podcast. I'm Jacob, and I'm here with
Kirby.
Yeah, and this is episode 67. Damn.
Wow. Fuck. Almost 70.
Almost 70, yeah. 3 weeks until that. But as you guys know, we take the first 5 minutes to talk about whatever, and the last 5 minutes to talk about whatever, and then after the first 5 minutes, we get into the topic for this week. And I was want to address, by the time this episode is out, I'll already be done with school, believe it or not. So, yeah.
By the time this is airing?
But yeah, by the time that this is airing, I'll be out of school.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys know, but we got in the habit of filming these episodes 2 days prior, before they air. So, for example, we do this like every Thursday night so that these can air Saturday nights. So for instance, when we're filming this tomorrow, being Friday, that's my last day of school. So. And
do you ever miss going into school?
I honestly don't. I really don't.
I guess that's kind of fair.
I mean, the last time I was actually in school was like 4 years ago. Like, I was 14. And
Really?
Yeah, and I still don't miss it.
So you've just done fucking high school all on your computer?
Yeah.
Huh.
Everyone's like, oh, you're missing the whole point of the high school experience. And I was like, I could really give two shits.
I was about to say, there's the good high school experiment, and then there's experience, and then there's the regular high school experience.
Yeah. I'm sure my kids in the future are going to ask me what was high school like back in my day. I'd be like, I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, high school back in my day was my mom yelling at me to do work and my best friend distracting me while I was trying.
Yeah. Oh, man. But, yeah. I guess thing with me, I don't know if I've addressed this yet, but the job that I had, I ended up quitting it, just because I don't think I was ready for it. It all felt forced, and and I guess just working while doing school wasn't the best idea, because it got in the way of school and whatnot. So it was just all, a clusterfuck. So I don't know if I addressed that last week, but I did end up quitting that job at Lowe's. Not only that, the work environment didn't seem like it was that all good, but at the same time, that's going to be everywhere, really. So, yeah, so right now, I only have like 1 more year left of school, which is crazy to think about. This is supposed to be my last year, believe it or not. Like, I'm supposed to be graduating this year. But, freaking Union Colony was like, nope, fuck you, you're gonna take 5th grade again. And I'm just like, god damn it. Which means I'm not gonna be graduating, I'm gonna be graduating with the class of 2024. But that's if I even make it there.
Fair.
It's kind of sad if you think about it, because I think of everyone that's my age that like have been posting shit about them graduating this year, and I'm just like, damn, feel kind of left out.
Yeah, it's like everyone's like, oh my god, class of 2022 or class of 2023. I was supposed to be the class of 2022.
Yeah. Shit, I was supposed to graduate with Hunter, goddammit. Wish I could be there for his graduation party.
I'm going to it, but it's also when like family's gonna be here, so it's a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
It's like right when fucking family's getting here, and then they're like, yeah, like request time off work. And it's like I can't always do that. Like I have bills to pay now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. But hey, we're past the 5-minute mark. Alright, so the topic for this week is Lord of the Rings.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, so we did a solo episode on this, but I think this is one I did solo back in January. Is when I did the episode on what was it?
The Hobbit, I think, or J.R.R. Tolkien.
No. Why can I not? My brain does not want to function right now, so I'm just gonna pull up on the computer. Technology is what it's good for when you forget shit and you just look and then like it's right there. Game of Thrones, fucking hell.
Oh, Game of Thrones, it's similar but different to The Hobbit. Game of Thrones is kind of more of like very political and in-depth, the way that they try to get their characters and storytelling across.
Yeah.
Versus Lord of the Rings, they do try to be in-depth, but if we're going off like the movies, they only have a certain amount of time to do that, versus like a show that has multiple episodes.
Yeah.
There's like a lot that the Lord of the Rings misses from the books, but honestly, some of that's pretty good because most of the books, in all honesty, if they were put on movies, it would legit just be them talking and walking for 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, yeah, there was like fucking scenes where like Tolkien was writing a scene, and he would make like fucking 100 pages of them just walking to one house.
Jeez.
Yeah, and that was both Lord of the Rings and Hobbit during that time.
Damn. Shit. Freaking the episode we did on Game of Thrones was episode 50. And this is 67, so 17 weeks ago that's what this was, and it premiered on January 14th. So it was literally 2 weeks after I got back from Colorado.
God, it feels so long ago, but I don't know, it's just a mind fuck.
It really is a mindfuck. That's kind of what it's been with me lately, it's just a big old mindfuck. Oh man, but yeah, yeah, and then, so this is airing on the 13th of May, so by the time this is airing, my brother's birthday is gonna be in 2 days. Zach's gonna turn 24, holy shit.
God, and you're not even fucking 19.
Yeah, and I am 19 yet, until next year.
Man, what's it like to have a sibling 6 years older than you?
And it's honestly weird, like, I guess it's what I mean by, like, feeling like the odd one out in the family is just because I feel so young compared to everybody else. Because, like, my brother was born in 99, and my sister was born in 01. And so that's a reasonable, you know, like, sibling, that's a, it seemed like a reasonable, realistic, like, sibling, like age distance, you know?
Yeah.
But then you have me all the way clear to fucking 05. And I'm just like, damn, when did it, like, that's one question I always wanted to ask my mom and dad, like, it's like, what in anyone's mind, like, 4 years after having another kid, they're just like, hey, we should have another one. Like, it took you 4 years to be like, hey, we should have a third kid.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, what's the thing behind that where it's like, okay, so we had one this year, we had one next year, and then we're gonna wait 3 years to it out.
Yeah,
wait 3 years because that's the one who's gonna sit in the middle all the fucking time.
I mean, shit, if they kept the same pattern, I would have been born in 03. which would have been weird to think about.
Dude, if you were born in fucking '03, I can't imagine you being older than me.
Yeah, it's freaking. Yeah, it's crazy because freaking. Yeah, because by the time I was born, Zach would have already been 5 going on 6. So my brother was.
Yeah, just about.
So my brother was like already like in fucking like kindergarten or 1st grade when I was born.
Let's see, I was fucking like 3 when my brother was born. I remember all the shit that me and my brother used to do when I was a lot younger.
Yeah. Yeah, and freaking. Yeah, and freaking. Zach moved out at 19, and Rhiannon still lives with us, but, you know.
I thought Zach moved out at 18.
Oh no, it was 19. It was, he literally moved out 6 months after Dad passed. Our dad passed.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so I was like 13 when he moved out.
Oh.
Cause it was weird. It felt like the whole family just kind of just like went like their separate ways. Cause after Dad passed, that only left the 4 of us. And then Zach moved out, so that left the 3 of us. And then it was just me and Mom there for a little bit. And that's the thing that sucks about being the youngest, is because like my brother should be like, you should be happy being the youngest. You get away with the most shit. But I'm like, yeah, but then that also you're also like the last one to do fucking everything, and you have to watch everyone else do it before you.
No, for me for me and my family it was the best being the fucking youngest.
Yeah.
Because my brothers, they always got to do shit so much younger because my sister was like the trial run, and then they tried it on me, and once they got it past me, then they let my brothers do it. So it was shitty when your dad's like, no, you can't ride a bike when you're like fucking 6, and then when you turn 8, he lets your like fucking 5-year-old brother ride a fucking bike.
Do you want to hear something sad?
What?
I didn't actually know how to ride a bike till I was like 15.
How the fuck?
I'm a disappointment. Like, have you not figured that out already in the over 1 year of our friendship?
No, I haven't. Because if you were a disappointment, I don't know, but
I was waiting for like a really good comeback there, but then you just went
like I have no evidence to support my claim.
So Lily, it didn't take me till 15 to actually know how to ride a bike.
Did you even have a bicycle?
Yeah, we had plenty at the time. Like, growing up, we had plenty.
That entire time you never thought, ooh, what's this thing with fucking 2 wheels? Maybe I could ride it.
But not only that, I would get so impatient with myself, so I had really bad anger issues when I was younger. Like, dude, if you forced me to hang out with my younger self, I would have probably fucking kicked my younger self in the fucking head like I'm doing a field goal or some shit.
Yeah, bro, I would have punched my younger self if I had to hang out with him.
Like, dude, like, I was a little shit.
Place spazzing out, and I'd be in a fucking corner beating him with a bat, telling him to shut the fuck up.
Well, no, because then, like, I'd tell Mom things, and then she's like, hey, you weren't that bad, but then, like, freaking, and then you have my brother and sister being like, growing up with you was literally hell on earth. I'm just like, thanks.
Yeah, it's exactly like that too, where it's like, thanks to know that I was a burden, thank you, fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, shit, to this day, Rhiannon still tells me I'm adopted, and at this point, I'm just agreeing with it, because it makes sense. Like, I mean, yeah, I believe that I'm the fucking mailman's kid, because I'm completely different to everybody else.
Kid.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, the mailman just fucked your mom while you're pregnant. That's why the eye socket back in your head.
Jesus. And I was like, damn, like, you guys could like, I'm just telling this mom and dad, like, it would have done your life so much easier if you just stuck with 2 kids. But no, you have to have a fucking 3rd one. And here I am.
With my dad, he had like 1 son, at the age of like, what, 20 or something?
Yeah.
And he was married. Then he got divorced, and then he had Keely, and then he had my sister, then he had me, then he had Kenyon, and then he got Joey and Lily.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's all the kids he's had in his life, not including the time that he was at a sperm bank, so he technically has like hundreds of children.
Dude, I'm either gonna have at least if I'm ever gonna have kids, it would stick with only 2. But other than that, I'm not gonna have. If not that, then I'm not gonna have any kids.
I want like 2 sons.
I just want the minimum. I just want the minimum 2. I just want a daughter and a son. I just want to be able to experience both, and I'll be good. But then again, you don't always get that lucky because you might end up having 2 sons or 2 daughters. But either way, it's gonna be I know it will be a blessing to have.
Dude, in all honesty, I don't want daughters.
Yeah.
Like having 2 fucking sisters who are very bitchy to me, it made me realize that if I had a daughter, I would, 1, worry for her all the time.
Yeah.
And 2nd, go slowly insane.
Yeah.
To the point I would kill my entire family like it's a horror movie cliche.
Oh, man. But yeah, frickin'... Yeah. Oh, man, frickin'... I feel like if I had to choose, it would probably be a son. Probably.
I think that's what a lot of men pick. I think, in all honesty, if I did have a daughter, I'd want that daughter to be a lesbian.
Cause like the reason I say I would have a son is because I want to give my son that father experience that I didn't get to have much growing up. Because, also my dad passed when I was like 12, so...
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know how I'll be as a parent, if I'm being completely honest.
How old who is?
No, I was just saying, it's like, I wonder how I'll be as a parent, you know?
I feel like I'd be a shit parent.
Why?
I just don't want to end up like my dad.
Yeah.
That, and right now I'm not in a position to take care of any fucking kids.
Oh yeah, no, dude, we're only like 18 and 19.
I don't get people, like teenagers specifically, who want to have fucking babies.
At that young of an age, yes, I know. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You're fucking 14 and deciding to have a child. Like, bro, you don't need to be deciding on your name, baby Timothy. You need to be arguing with your friends over what you want to name your baby when you're fucking 25.
Like, I'm going to keep this private because I know we're on the podcast right now, so I'm not going to say whose name. But I feel like if I say so-and-so, someone's going to have an idea of it. But I'm not going to say who, but I feel like if I say... the other name, then I might give it away. Well, no, the viewers. I want you to know, obviously, because you'll know what I'm talking about. But you know what? Fuck it. So back when Hunter and his ex, I won't say her name. I'll just say ex. Yeah. So you know who I'm talking about now. When they were still dating, so this was probably like 2021, she would like, cause like me and her we're like friends too, so we would talk on a regular basis and just bullshit, no different from when me and Hunter would bullshit, and so and she was like talking about like how badly she wants kids like right now, like how badly like she just wants to have kids with Hunter, when at the time they were both fucking 16.
Yeah, bro, at that point, I don't need a girlfriend if she's wanting kids. Like, bro, go to the man named Tyrone. He'll help you out.
I'm just like, okay, first of all, you're fucking 16, and second of all, you don't have any kind of shit at all to support having a baby. Because the thing is, it literally, cause like it just pisses me off how people like throwing around having kids like it's fucking nothing. You're giving birth to a legit human being. That's like a big fucking deal. It's not like an animal or a pet that you just want just because because you want it. You have to take good responsibility of this thing if you truly want it. It's like it's just one of the things that annoy me. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, where some people want to treat their fucking baby like an American Girl doll.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's an actual legit human being.
I know, and some people just want to, like, just have, like, something to dress up and play with, and that's it. And then once they get older, they just kind of, like, abandon the child or just become shit parents.
Yeah, it's just that, like, becoming a parent is like, once you become a parent, there's no going back. You have to have that responsibility going forward until eventually when they're adults and where they're good enough to be on their own. But you're still gonna have but you're still gonna have that responsibility when they're older, still because they're gonna come for you for certain things, you know?
Yeah.
Like, being a parent never truly actually ends, you know? Like,
I think for some people it does, but, like, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fortunate enough that at least, you know, mom and dad at least raised us 3 kids like they did, because or otherwise I'd probably be a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's something I'm grateful for, is, like, that I actually have, like, a set of morals, and I'm not just, like, a fucking asshole all the time anymore.
Yeah. And that just what pisses me off with certain parents, that they get bored with raising their child, you know? And then they don't actually, like, take care of their kid. Or it's the parents that are too worried about being their kid's best friend instead of being their fucking parent. Those are the parents that annoy me the most. Because it's either the parents that don't give a shit about their kids over time, or it's the parents that are too worried about being their kid's best friend instead of being their parent.
Yeah, that was my dad.
Yeah?
Like, that's like how a lot of, like, my first, like, weed stuff happened, was, like, he was always trying to, like, be there more as a friend than, like, as a dad.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, he was a pretty bad dad. You know, I'll be honest. Like, he's a good friend, but, like, he's a pretty shit dad.
Mm.
Like, his way of coping with stuff was basically just smoking, drinking, and he was a man whore and had bad taste in women.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time I won this at an auction for, like, 20, 30 bucks maybe, and it was, like, this entire, like, basket full of, like, king-size candy bars. And my dad started, like, eating my shit, and when I yelled at him to, like, stop eating my shit, he said, like, I pay rent in this house, I do all this, I get to eat your shit. And then when I was about to, like, take the vase out and bring it to Mom, he's like, why are you fucking taking it out? Put it the fuck back inside before I beat your ass.
Jeez.
Yeah, oh yeah, and he denies this ever fucking happened.
Oh, man.
Like, my dad will fully, like, straight up deny ever doing anything to us. I remember he picked me up once by my neck and fucking, like, choked me against the wall.
Jesus. Oh, man.
Yeah, he was he was such a piece of shit.
Man.
Oh, and he still doesn't, he has his own business now, and he's, working in California, and he fucking lets my brothers smoke, and he started letting my brothers smoke. He put fucking, like, weed in my coffee, and he just let my brothers smoke.
Jeez. Yeah, I like how we're not even on topic, we're just kind of rambling.
Yeah. I don't mind too much, though.
I don't mind it either, to be honest. I feel like that's kind of just at the point that we're at right now. It's just rambling about whatever. Because we're only like 24 minutes in. I don't know if I should just go ahead and get the questions on Google over with and then go to YouTube, but we still got plenty of time. But maybe we'll just get the people ask thing, then we can get back to rambling about whatever, and then we'll get into a few screen recordings if you want. All right. So first one is, what is the basic story of Lord of the Rings? Frodo and Christ-like figure learns that the ring has the power to control the entire world, and he discovers to corrupt its owner. A fellowship of hobbits, elves, dwarves, and men is formed to destroy the ring by casting it into the volcanic fires of the Crack of Doom, where it has forged. I'm sorry, but the Crack of Doom sounds like someone with a very rancid ass. The Crack of Doom.
I see that.
It's like, shit, who knows, maybe I have the Crack of Doom.
Nah, bro, you got the fucking snooze of doom.
Oh my god. Oh god, I'm losing brain cells. Okay, so should I watch Hobbit or Lord of the Rings first? The films are based on the 1937 novel, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and follow the adventures of Bilbo Baggins, Martin Freeman, Frodo's uncle. So if you want to follow a timeline that's true to Tolkien's novels, you should begin with the Hobbit trilogy. Okay. How should I watch Lord of the Rings for the first time? If you instead prefer to watch everything in order they were released, then it's a little bit simpler. But The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, 2001, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, 2022, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, 2003. That's a jump from freaking 2001 and 2022, okay. Okay, let's see. How many seasons will the Rings of Power have? Rings of Power? Is that related to this? Okay. 5 seasons. 5 seasons are planned in total, with season 2 expected sooner rather than later, possibly even in 2023, as Salke revealed the sophomore chapter is already in production. We're going to get that out into the world as soon as we can, she told Variety. Okay. Okay, last one. Is it hard to read Lord of the Rings? Tolkien's word building is absolutely stunning and unmatched in its richness of detail. These 2 points alone make the books worth reading. However, many people shy away from Tolkien's writing because immediately it's not very easy to read. Okay. Go to YouTube now. Lord of the Rings. And just see what we got here. Trying to find, and then we could get back to rambling a little bit and then go get into a screen recording if we really want to do that. Seeing a lot of Lord of the Rings behind the scenes. Prank interview with Elijah Wood from 15 years ago? Jesus. God damn. What if I do the timeline? trying to see here, because we're about at half. So. Okay, that's on Star Wars. We did that last week.
What the fuck? Star Wars popped up?
Yeah. But I think it's coming up on For You. It's like recommendations. Complete Lord of the Rings timeline explained. But that's like 15 minutes though. I guess we could do like the story of it being explained, and then later on we can do like the frickin' like movie scenes or whatever we want to do.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Alright, so. Oh my god, I shouldn't be so tired, but I am. No, but just so you guys know, I appreciate, for the ones that still tune in every week for the podcast, I appreciate you. I know I don't know if it's just that, I think ever since the move happened, I think that's when the podcast kind of lost its hype.
Yeah.
But I feel like we do it now, I feel like we just still do it now, it's just a matter of habit now.
I think, yeah, it's just like a routine that we do.
Yeah. Even if it doesn't seem as good as it used to be. Because I look back at episodes from like a year ago and I'm just like, damn, this is when the podcast was like at its peak. Because then at least...
The Christmas episode did pretty well, didn't it?
Oh yeah, the Christmas episode did pretty well, but that was also because we were all together. So episodes seem to do pretty well when we're all actually together, not just virtually. Yeah, but that Christmas episode, the one that we did for Friendsmas, that one was good. That was a good one.
Yeah, I think that one was my favorite so far.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one. I mean, I got more things I guess I could address, but not sure if I want to do that just yet, because I'm also not 100% sure on some of the things that are going on, but... I guess I would address it when I know for sure, you know. I don't know. But yeah. Fuck. Shit, I'm running out of things to say, so I might as well just start the first fucking screen recording so that we don't waste any more time.
Might be a good idea.
The Lord of the Rings is...
Oh, Jesus. So, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, because we can only do about 10 minutes. I mean, we could do more, but that means I'd have to freaking do a payment membership for fucking Bandicam. I'm just like, I don't want to do that. So, I guess we'll just stick with the 10-minute screen recordings. So, I just kind of fast forward 5 minutes in, since, you know, if you guys do the math, it's a 15-minute video, it's 15 minus 5, 10. I don't fucking know, I'm just talking down my ass at this point. And because the free version is up to 10 minutes. I don't even know how much it is to get like the full thing. So, I don't know if it's like a membership, or if it like, once you pay for it, it's yours, kind of thing. I don't know, but I'll have to do more research on that, but that's not important right now, so I'll just get into the first screen recording. So, start a new screen recording, 3, 2, 1. There we go. And let's just get right into it.
decade or two according to the books. Either way, Gandalf was in a really terrible mood when he returned and told Frodo that he has to take the ring to the elven city of Rivendell. So now Frodo's off on his own adventure. I sure hope he doesn't get stabbed along the way. Frodo left the Shire with the Nazgul hot on his trail. These are a creepy bunch of former kings who seemingly got really into Pantera. Frodo managed to team up with his hobbit buddies Samwise, Merry, and Pippin along the way. After a few close calls, they made it to the seedy inn, the Prancing Pony. They then pick up Strider, a ranger who is actually the lost heir of Gondor, named Aragorn, the last chieftain of the Dunedain of the North. But, you know, that's a whole other thing. You see, the hobbits were supposed to meet Gandalf at the inn, but unfortunately he got kinda held up. Gandalf went to see Saruman, one of the Ishtar and a powerful wizard. By the way, I do not have enough time to explain what an Ishtar is, but they're basically wizard angels, which is fun. Their ranks include the likes of Saruman, Gandalf, and Radagast. I wonder which one will turn out to be evil. Saruman betrayed Gandalf and stuck his ass up on the roof. Fortunately, a moth and a giant eagle came along and rescued him, so it all worked out. Back on the trail to Rivendell, the hobbits and the mysterious ranger were attacked by the Nazgul, and Frodo ended up stabbed. Oh no! They then ran into the elf maiden Arwen, who summoned some water horses to flush the Nazgul away. They then all ended up at Rivendell just in time for a mandatory team meeting. Eventually it was decided that a fellowship of heroes will then take the ring to Mount Doom. The fellowship includes Gimli the Dwarf, Legolas, and Sean Bean's Boromir, who I'm sure will make it out of this movie just fine. They then set out together, taking a trail that led them over a treacherous mountain. Eventually, though, it became impassable due to some weather wizarding from Saruman. Also, Boromir here started acting really shady. The group was then forced to take a trail that led them through the underground dwarven kingdom of Moria. Things turned out worse when they found everyone dead in the place infested with goblins and cave trolls. Oh, and there was also a giant fire demon called the Balrog. The group escaped with their lives, but Gandalf was lost along the way. Don't worry though, he comes back in the sequel with a freshly bleached dye job. They then ran into a group of wood elves led by the film's narrator Galadriel. She gave Frodo a spoiler alert about what would happen if he failed, and actually it's the Raising of the Shire, which did happen in the books, but come on, do you want that last movie to be like 5 hours? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that. I already know what you're gonna say. She then gave them all cool gifts and sent them on their way. Boromir wound up going all ring crazy and tried to snatch the ring from Frodo, but it was alright because he started a redemption arc that immediately ended with him getting arrowed to death. They then all split up, with Sam and Frodo going to Mordor by themselves, and 3 buff boys going after a pair of kidnapped hobbits. And that's it for the first movie. How much time do I have left in this video?
Good, man. Appreciate it.
Time to pick up the pace, which is what Aragorn, Gimli, and Pretty Boy Legolas do. They tracked the hobbits to an orc camp, but were too late, as the riders of Rohan, led by Judge Dredd, had already wiped out the encampment. Also, obligatory mention of Viggo Mortensen actually breaking his toe here, yada yada yada. Merry and Pippin escaped into the forest and ran into a large talking tree with a big beard. In pure Tolkien fashion, his name is Treebeard. Merry and Pippin then spent most of the rest of the movie riding on Treebeard's back and complaining about arbor-based bureaucracy. To the filmmakers' credit, though, they took the most boring chapter in the entire series and managed to make it less boring by splitting it up across the entire movie. So, you know, much appreciated there, guys. Aragorn and his little lads ran into Billy Butcher, who had been kicked out of his kingdom by a king being puppeted by an extra greasy Brad Dourif. The voice of Chucky thought that he had everything under control until Gandalf the White blasted in with the KO. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam captured Gollum, who was creeping on the pair while they slept. They then forced him to be their guide into Mordor, a plan that will have absolutely zero unintended consequences. Also, Gollum seemingly has some untreated DID. Frodo fell into a swamp, and eventually the trio were captured by Boromir's younger brother. Hey Tolkien, what's the name of Boromir's much fairer younger sibling? Oh, it's Faramir? Yeah, that makes sense. Eventually he lets them go because he's a lot cooler than his brother ever was. Back in Rohan, Aragorn and the gang decide to move the citizens to a much safer and more fortified Helm's Deep, because nothing screams safety quite like being trapped in a box canyon. They then proceeded to have the best battle in the entire franchise, even though it did involve Legolas snowboarding on a shield, which is just ridiculous. They ultimately won, though, with some help from Gandalf and Doomguy's Rough Riders. Also, Merry and Pippin convinced the Ents to wreck up Saruman's place, which is pretty satisfying to watch. The film closes on Sam, Frodo, and Gollum finally making it to the border of Mordor. Mordor's border. Celebrimbor. Just had to throw that in there, just because. And here we are at the final stretch. I guess it's time for a certain king to return. However, he's gonna have a hard time of it because the Steward of Gondor is a real jerk about abdicating power. Merry, Pippin, Legolas, Aragorn, Gandalf, and Gimli were all reunited just in time to split up again. Gandalf took one hobbit, and the rest get the other. That pair then rode to Gondor, tricked them into calling for aid, and started preparations for another massive battle. Aragorn wound up getting a new sword recycled from Narsil, Isildur's old sword, and a bunch of new ghost friends. Maybe friend is too strong of a word? Ghost co-workers? That seems more fitting. The Battle of Minas Tirith commences after a few smaller encounters, and naturally the Steward takes the first opportunity to burn himself alive. If we were doing a list about top 10 cinematic death scenes, that one would definitely be on there. Frodo and his merry man also run into trouble with a giant spider, and then some hungry orcs. Gollum wound up betraying them like the little punk that he is, and Sam earned the franchise's MVP award for rescuing Frodo and then literally carrying him up a mountain. They arrive just in time to plunge the ring into lava, but oh no, Frodo has gone to the dark side in a completely unexpected heel turn. A fracas with Gollum wound up sending both him and Frodo tumbling over the edge. However, Sam saved Frodo, while Gollum in the ring became really gross soup. During all of this, Aragorn and what was left of the armies of the two human kingdoms were providing a distraction at the gates. There, he delivered one of the franchise's best speeches, which is a feat because this series is absolutely loaded with good speeches. In fact, this one might be one of the best in cinematic history, period. It's just so good. Thankfully, Middle-earth realized that this movie was getting a little long in the tooth, and before Aragorn can get into all the bad guys, they wind up falling into a large hole. Also, Sauron's eye exploded, and Frodo and Sam were scooped up by a group of eagles. They're then flown back to Rivendell, where Frodo recovers. Everyone came in one at a time and dogpiled on top of him for some celebratory bed jumping and hair tussling. Everything worked out just fine for pretty much everyone, except for Boromir. And most of his family. But at least Faramir got to hook up with a pretty badass shield maiden, so there's that. After a recovery period of a few months, they all head to Gondor for Aragorn's coronation. The hobbits then returned home to the Shire, where they lived happily for a few years, until Frodo and Bilbo boarded the boat for the Grey Havens. After a tearful goodbye, Sam returned home to his loving wife. The end. Finally, after like 6 false endings, that movie just wouldn't end. Not that I'm complaining, I could have watched The Lord of the Rings forever, but still, there's a lot of false endings there. All these years later, it still kind of bugs me. So how does this fit with the upcoming Rings of Power? Well, that series is taking place in the Second Age, all the way back in the prologue of the first movie. It will be about Sauron coming to power through the creation of the rings. As I said earlier, Celebrimbor will be featured in the series. He crafted the rings but was betrayed by Sauron after he discovered their true purpose. No idea yet if his extra ring that was established in the Shadow of Mordor games will appear in the show, but it's possible. You can also expect to see some of the more divine and powerful beings sent to Middle-earth by Eru, the creator and supreme deity. While Gandalf and the other wizards featured in the movies fit this bill as well, they were not on Middle-earth during the Second Age. At least Gandalf wasn't. He was sent to Middle-earth in the Third Age, so don't expect him to be around in the series. Besides, Ian McKellen is looking far more like Gandalf the Grey than Gandalf the White these days. The biggest thing to look out for, though, are the initial Maiar or primordial spirits, who were in far greater numbers at the time. Gee, I wonder what is going to happen over the course of that series. I wonder how it's going to end. Like I said at the start of this video, the world of Middle-earth is so expansive and detailed that this video barely scratches the surface. The Rings of Power will give us a lot more context and history when it comes to the Lord of the Rings, but we'll also have to do a lot of interpretation. There's a lot of history and myth in the world of Middle-earth, and this September we'll get even more. Maybe we'll even finally get to see Tom Bombadil and his super hot wife, Middle-earth's ultimate power couple. All in all, I'm personally quite excited to see what the Rings of Power will bring to the table. I read the Silmarillion years ago, so my knowledge of what actually went down in the days before the Lord of the Rings is a little fuzzy. While I expect we'll see some deviation from Tolkien's work, the folks at Amazon have already tell us to expect that to be the case in some minor regards, I also figure it'll fit in nicely with the rest of the stories we've gotten from Middle-earth. And heck, if it does well, maybe we'll see a future adaptation of something like Unfinished Tales, or Beren and Luthien. The Children of Hurin? Heck, maybe we'll even see The Fall of Gondolin, a book that actually wasn't released that long ago. There are so many more stories set within the world of Middle-earth that could serve as a basis for more film and television adaptations. All of which would be fantastic to finally see adapted so that fans everywhere can enjoy them just as much as they did those classic Lord of the Rings films. Would you guys like to see more videos like this? Ones where we kind of do a TLDR breakdown of something before another major release that is related to it? Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Screen Rant for even more great videos just like this in the future.
Alright, so there goes that one. Screen recording kind of ended before that, but that's alright. So we still got about roughly 15 minutes left, so, yeah. Movie scenes. Movie scenes. Huh. Oh man. Could do the top 5 cool scenes of Lord of the Rings. We could do that. And then we'll wrap it up. And I apologize guys, I know that the podcast hasn't been, you know, the best or whatever. I guess right now it's just a matter of habit and just it's become a routine, and hopefully you guys get something out of these episodes, hopefully. I guess there's just so much going on in our personal lives, good and bad, whatever you want to call it. And it's all weird, man. It's all weird. And, yeah, it's all just weird. It's all weird nonsense, man. It's all weird nonsense. And whatnot. Oh, stretch. Hold on. Ugh. Yeah, I'm tired. I don't know if we're gonna switch the Thursday nights to a different night. I don't know. To where it's earlier in the day so we feel more energetic to do the episodes. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's all kind of just up in the air right now. Everything's kind of just up in the air, and kind of it's been that way for a bit. So, yeah. Oh, man. Man, it's crazy. We are 3 weeks away from 70. 3 weeks away from 70. That is crazy. So that's going to air, I think, the beginning of June, I think. So that would be June 3rd, I believe. Which is crazy to think about. Crazy, man. Crazy. Because I got the list right here. That would be... Yeah, so we still got plenty of topics in for you guys. Some the same, some new, a lot new actually. And next week should be more interesting, more our taste, I guess. And talking about the topic that is next year. I almost said the topic, but you guys are gonna have to wait for that for next week. I'm glad I caught myself. You guys have to wait till next week for the topic on that, because that one should be an interesting one. So yeah, so I think we're gonna go ahead and get right into the last screen recording, since we're in the final minutes here. Alright, so start one last screen recording. 3, 2, 1. Alright. I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. Audio's kind of quiet. Might be that way because of copyright.
Help him, Strider! He's been stabbed by a Morrible blade. This is beyond my skill to heal. He needs elvish medicine.
Number 4.
Braylen Cable stands alone. Not alone. Go hit him!
Number 3. 2.
Feast on his flesh.
I will kill you if you touch him.
Do not come between the Nazgul and his prey.
I am no man.
Number 1.
60!
Thank you guys so much for watching. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. It means a lot. Hitting 4K, now on to 10K. Don't forget, at 10K subscribers, be dyeing this hair any colour that you choose. There's been a couple of suggestions from Chloe, from Jack, Ashley, from John, and from my brother Wesley. So yeah, please leave the comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video, and thank you so much for watching. Please share with all your friends and into Facebook groups. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and peace.
Damn. Ending was kind of on sync, kind of perfect. But anyways, guys, so that's gonna do it for this week. I don't know if there's anything much for you guys. Again, just trying to make the most of it, and whatnot. But anyways, guys, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already, and stay tuned for new episodes every Saturday, because Saturdays with the Boys podcast. And if you haven't already, hit the link in the description. Go to my main channel, so subscribe to my main channel. You'll see regular funny content, gaming content, and you will see podcast highlights over there as well, as you would see on this channel as well, because it's the podcast, you know. But yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's anyone of you guys out of school like me, I hope you guys have a fantastic summer, and congratulations on anyone who's graduating this year. Hell yeah. And yeah, so, and as always, I'm Jacob, and as always, I'm tired. My brain's just kind of, I'm living off of like 2 brain cells at this point. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you guys next week. Deuces. Bye, guys. Take care. See you next week.
Trapping.